Go live. What the hell? Well, good afternoon, and I do apologise for the muffed start to the stream, and in fact having to create a new stream entirely. What we hadn't realised was that we've got limited bandwidth in the house, and we were trying to stream YouTube on the TV as well as me streaming up to YouTube. It doesn't work, as we've just discovered. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, let's just move Hobbs off to one side, and clearly we're going to be continuing to make progress on this candy trail. As you can see, I've got 82 candies done already. Which is pretty good progress. We're going to try and get that up to somewhere around about 90, maybe 100 before the end of the day. We've already done one of our daily missions, which is the 1 token one, and we've only got period 3 of the 10 token and 4 token missions to do. So we're going to be concentrating on periods 3, that's tiers 8 to 10, and we're also constrained, at least by this mission, to fly Japanese or British aircraft. So what we'll do, we'll play tiers 8, 9 and 10. We'll do one aircraft from each nation as we go up, and then we'll just keep going round and round until we've managed to get these missions done. Hello, Erica. Yes, I've done some progress. I played this morning. I was streaming on Twitch this morning, and we made progress from, what was it, 53 candies to 82 now, and I'm hoping to hit 100 before the end of the day. That would be ideal. Okay, so what are we going to play? I think we'll play Japanese first, and we'll get straight into the key 94-2. And let's see what we can do. Let's battle. Hello, Haka Diego. Dzień dobry. Sorry you were here at 1 o'clock. Yeah, I'm back now. Unfortunately, not only did I muff the start of this stream, I obviously originally looked as if I was going to be streaming at 1 o'clock to you. So you've been here twice and not seen me. But I am definitely here now for the duration. Should be here for at least a couple of hours, I would have thought. So just to repeat, we're working on period 3 of 2 missions, the 10 to 4 token missions, and we're going to try and get the final candies, which will be an extra 5. That will take us up to 87, plus whatever we get for getting 8,000 points in the game, and with a bit of luck we'll be at 100 candies by the end of the day. That said, I will have then invested something like 13 to 15 hours worth of play time to get to 100 candies, and to get the plane for free that we're working towards, you need to get 600 candies. Well, you can do the maths. It's a lot of work. Right, I'm on the side of the airfield, so although I'd prefer to go to the command centre, it's the airfield for me. Excellent altitude performance on this Key 94-2 often catches newer players out to see a Japanese aircraft that's actually capable of flying so high. It's being peppered by 2 of them there. Okay. And the very last thing that this dying ADA does is ruin my wing. Fortunately I can get repairs, and it will actually repair the wing as well, so I'm not going to use the consumable to repair it. There we go. As usual, I would assume my team will flood towards the middle and not go to the side, so having said that, we've now taken them. You aren't seriously trying to turn me, are you? You're a silly boy. Sometimes think a lot of the players that have come across from the CIS have got no idea about the capabilities of the aircraft that they're fighting, either with or against. Oh, this guy has managed to do. Why are there so many criticals these days? Almost every time you engage an aircraft, it's a critical. Yeah, let's go and see it. No, they've destroyed the maintenance shed, so I can't. Well, that's one way of getting a new aircraft. We got the RB-17, that's the main thing, and he's an idiot for flying at that level as well. Goodness gracious me. Shoot down the fighter. That should put the base back on full health. Looks like we're going to lose the middle, but what we need to do is go and take this. Ah, there's a P-51H here. That is masquerading as a... bot defender. Oh, he's bomb's taking him out. Sorry, the ground attack's taking him out. Ooh. I'm wasting my time coming here then. Didn't realise that was going to happen. Well done to the bomber, although he's flying too low as well. What is it with them flying their bombers so low? It's such a bad practice. He's got away with it there because basically only one aircraft defended the command centre. I suppose that's exactly what they're calculating on. They're not used to people defending sectors, so they get away with it. If they had a bunch of European players who are used to defending sectors, that would be an atrocious approach in your bomber. They actually struggle to get to 8,000 points here, because their team is completely dispersed. Apparently he had no idea I was here, just concentrating apparently on the heavy. The same mistake again. He knows he can't outturn me, so of course he won't try and outturn me. Trouble is I've got two of them to go for. A different aircraft entirely. The heavy and this Seafang. Nice to see a Seafang being flown, actually. By a human, that is. I normally only see them as bots these days. I got 75 for that. Apparently not. I should find some trade back here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep this, but I should be able to find some trade. Oh, nice. No, 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 don't even try it. You know you can't do it. You've already proved this. They don't learn. Finally he runs away. The P-51H is now going to have a go, so I'll take him out. Okay. Heavy's trying to save himself. Okay, and this is typical. Okay, we've got a bit of a lead, but this is typical for CIS players. You get into a winning position, and because they refuse to defend and just go off aggressively looking for more kills, and will abandon a good sector in favour of a bad one, you can end up losing a game that you really should win quite easily. I think we'll still win, but they are very frustrating to play with because they're so clueless. Right, so I need another 700 points or so, assuming I stay into the end of the battle, which of course I will. And the 1,000 point bonus at the end of the battle will give me 8,000 points. Plus the win looks good. If that's assuming I can get some more work done. Should be able to put a few into this RB-17, give me a few more points. To him as we go through. Oh, how many of them are there here? How did that one get behind me when they're all clumped together over there? Well, I got well and truly swarmed there, didn't I? I actually might not make my 7,000 now. Yeah, 7,000. because oh, I won't. I've fallen short. Ugh, that's irritating. And you can see what I mean about these players. They just absolutely refuse to defend. They just all swarm about to every single sector, careless of whether they lose sectors or not. We're going to win this game as it happens, but it's just such an atrocious way to play. Absolutely useless and stupid. And the vast majority of the CIS players play like this. They're utterly useless players. And they tell me the way I play is boring. What? I find it incredibly amusing, because what's more boring than losing? No one. Well, I missed out on a candy there, but I got some progress on my mission, so I suppose that will have to do. And this is what I'm finding. I'm often finding myself flying in to engage the enemy, only to find that the entirety of my team, instead of supporting me, has just flown away to other sectors that are of no importance whatsoever. And they've just let the sector go. It's just so irritating. I find it very hard to understand how these players have been playing so badly for so long on the CIS server. And they've brought their awful habits over to the EU server, and they've really made a mess of it. And it's going to be worse during, of course, the Holiday Manoeuvres event, because they're all pursuing these goals of trying to get candies. Oh well. So we made progress on both of those missions there, so that's the good part of it. The bad part of it is it was an atrocious game for me, because my teammates were just awful. At least they were tactically unwilling to defend. I don't know whether it's a question of them knowing that they could and they just won't, or just actually not knowing. I suspect it's actually the latter. I thought it was the former originally. But because they're such bad players, all they can do is jump into bombers and ground attackers at high tiers, and this is why we're getting an incredible spam of bombers and ground attackers, because they can't play anything else properly. It's very disappointing. I was expecting a lot from the CIS players, and really I'm not impressed whatsoever. Yeah, dying at the first minute of the tank battle. It's more boring than that. I don't know. I mean, I will say that Wargaming itself acknowledges that the CIS players play differently, and they are not so interested apparently in careful, subtle tactical play. They just want aggression and in-your-face gameplay. And it looks to me as if World of Tanks has been biased towards that, which for me has made World of Tanks incredibly boring, to the point where I've actually uninstalled the game. I no longer play it. It's just so awful. And I'm afraid the CIS players are doing something of the same to this server. The gameplay is just trash. On occasion. We'll have to wait and see whether they amend their ways and start learning how to play properly. I suspect they probably won't if they've spent all their time on the CIS server not playing properly. That was close. I'm determined to try and get my 8,000 points this time, so I am going to start conservatively. It doesn't sit well with me not getting 8,000 points. Yeah, you'll possibly see a little bit later. I've noticed that some of the smarter players are getting to 8,000 points in their games and then jumping out of the games because they know they've got their candy. They don't want to waste any more time. Now, I can't say I sympathise with that. But given that this is such a difficult and long-winded event, I can understand it. can understand that they feel the need to manage their time. And this is the other thing. They just go for rams all the time. And I think I've figured out why. I think it's because of the number of criticals that are being done in the game. They've decided that if they pull out from a potential ram, they're just going to get criticaled and therefore put at a disadvantage. So they figure that going for the ram is the smarter option. So this is another reason why I think Wargaming needs to turn these criticals down. I don't know why we're getting so many more criticals these days. And there is something about the coding in the game. It seems to give you the critical which most hampers your aircraft. So if you're going to try and enter into a turn fight, you evade a head-on, expecting to turn behind them, you'll find that you lose your tail. If you're in a speed build and you want to speed away from something, you'll find that you lose your engine. It just seems to happen so frequently. And it's not just me who thinks this. Awesome Pete was expressing the same opinion. Criticals are crazy in the game at the moment. Don't want to chase the bottom. It's a grand attacker here. I can harvest a few points off this, I hope. No, I don't understand their way of thinking. It just seems to me so completely counter to common sense. Just mindlessly going after more damage instead of trying to win the game. Why would you do that? It makes no sense to me. Good, I've got my 8,000 points this time. I'm up to 7. Oh. In fact, it's so far away from you call it a way of thinking. I actually think it's not thinking at all. Yeah, and this is stupid as well. Look at them, all swarm across to this sector. This is the sector they own. Why would they all swarm to this sector? What is the point? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. And this swarming behaviour, it's just... I'm sorry, I'm going to be straightforward. I think in the context of trying to win the game, it's dumb. It's nothing but dumb play. Really and utterly, totally dumb. I'll try and get in front of him so he can't bring his guns to bear. I don't actually know what that was. It's an I-250, so I can easily outturn it, and I've critically damaged it as well. Okay, get a win, get progress, get the extra candy this time. Good, we'll go up to tier 9. Excellent. Okay, so in fact we've got the Fast and Deadly mission done already. So it's now just completing Hawks from the Isles. We've got 10k to do there. So that's good. So 4 tokens there, 2 candies, a third candy there, so good progress. 85. Excellent. So up to tier 9, which is a really difficult tier now. This is where you see loads of bomber spam. We flew the Key 1621 earlier today. I think, actually no we didn't, we tried the tier 10 and it was horrible. This is likely to be just as horrible, but we're going to give it a go. And the long and short of it is, if you get into a game with 3 or 4 bombers and ground attackers per side, this aircraft actually has almost no significance, potentially. Hello Kovash, how are you? It's probably Kovac. So let me know if I'm pronouncing it so badly that you'd like me to try and reconsider that. I should go and look that up, shouldn't I? Hello, Mr. Rogers. I'm fine, thank you very much. Second stream of the day. First one was on Twitch this morning, 2 3/4 hours or thereabouts. And I had basically a successful time. This one I'm doing on YouTube as well. Started off a little bit awkwardly, but had decentish game in the Vampire. Picked up 3 candies, 1 for completing my 4 token mission for the day, and 1 for getting 8,000 points. Now we've just got to try and finish my 10 token mission for the day. I was lucky this morning. I was blessed with 3 missions which I knew I could do all in a day. There are going to be days when your missions just aren't that great, and progress will be much harder, and on those days I'm expecting to try and get about 30 candies. The absolute bare minimum you need per day if you started at the start of the event was 18. For every day you miss, it will go up slightly, and of course you're probably going to miss Christmas Day, you're probably going to miss New Year's Day, so I guess you could say it's an even 20. I'm on the side of the command centre this time, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. He dropped out. 3. We've got 4 bombers or ground attackers in the game, and I am convinced this is because these CIS players don't know how to play their planes properly, so they jump into the easiest and simplest planes to make some sort of impact in. Play them well is another matter, but what it's leading to are games that are full of ground attackers and bombers, and these are unplayable games. Your maximum number of players per game is 9. I've only ever seen 8, which means if you get 4 or 5 ground attackers or bombers in a game on each side, you've got space for 2 or 3 other players, 3 or 4 other players. Now they may be able to stop one of the bombers. They cannot stop 3 or 4. They just can't. And even if those players are atrocious, oh, look at this. That really suckered me, didn't it? So now I'm out of position. No, I'm not going to let that happen. Why on earth would you turn in a heavy? Well, it's to my advantage, but why would you do it? That's not very nice of you. I will spawn there and kill you. So I can outturn you, you just got the luck. Yeah, hello Chili Billy. That's the other thing. The balancing, I've said this, human bomber players, and I'm beginning to think human ground attacker players should always be balanced against one another from now on. I think they also should be limited to one per game, and they also should not be allowed to take part in flights. See how long it takes them to come back. He can't turn. Trouble is the heavy took my engine out, so that's awkward. And I've flown into the J7W. I was going to kill him, but there were so many of them now. But basically, again, they've all swarmed to one sector. This is thoroughly stupid play. Yeah, I mean, I think this plane's irrelevant now. I'm only playing it because it's a bit of a challenge, but also it helps me explain just exactly why it's useless. And the whole reason why this plane is useless is because it would struggle against one bomber. Might be alright against one ground attacker, but it cannot take on 3 or 4 of them. And you're actually beginning to see things like 5 ground attackers and bombers in the same game, which is just insane. Wargaming needs to limit these. They need to do something to wean these CIS players off playing these aircraft. Because the game is being trashed by them. Hoping to get his engine. Can't stay in him any longer. Right, let's go and get the fighters. Oh, lost him. Oh, awful shooting. Death by 1,000 cuts because I'm... Oh my goodness, how am I not getting the shots into the sky? There we go. Interesting glitching there. There for my 7,000. Where on earth did he get all those shots on me? Oh, and I've missed my 7,000 because he managed to land all of his shots. I don't understand how he hit me with all of those shots. Although it is a very fragile aircraft, so once again I've missed out on my 8,000. That's appalling. I normally only miss that once or twice a stream. I've missed it twice in 3 games. Mind you, I am playing very difficult aircraft in today's meta. So we actually win that game. I'm not sure we're going to necessarily. Well, for a start, this fighter isn't high altitude, but the second part of your statement, Mr. Lee, is right. It's not competitive, not in the slightest. The P228, as I say, it would struggle to cope with a single bomber on the enemy team. When there are 2 or 3 and a couple of ground attackers as well on the enemy team, it absolutely is going to have a very unpleasant time. And the World of Warplanes team, they probably don't play their own game. This is the problem. They don't realise that there are whole swathes of aircraft that have been made redundant by overpowered bombers, which are now being spammed to death by the influx of CIS players, because I believe they really, really can't play anything else. Tier 10 is too hard for them, so they pile into the simplest aircraft with high hit points, and that's the way they get a game. I've got a rare game where I've got just 1 ground attacker against me. This is tricky. This is the exception these days. Got to try and make the most of it now, so the plant is my first objective. If I were the MEP110, I would ignore the airfield. I would go to the plant as well. If he does, basically feeding myself to him. Okay, well I've got ordnance, so I should consider using it. I don't think there's a ground attacker down there because ours is there and nothing's been seen. So just as I speak. Nice time to bug out. Let's go and find something else to do. Interesting that the bomber is going over there. Consistent shooting there, that was good. Go back to the what's going on over here? We've got 6,500. It is easier to get your 8,000 in the bombers because, in the heavies, because if you do manage to shoot some bombers, Wow. Congratulations on your absolute ineptitude, Q. Completely and utterly failed to take that I-215. In fact, I ought to leave him alone. Should have gone back to the blasted plant earlier. Gonna get a chance at this yak? I am actually. Okay. Okay, what's pelting me with gunfire? Oh, the bomber flight. Okay, well, why not? To do with the new aircraft, these will probably shoot me down. That's the bomber flight still, I think, isn't it? Oh no, there's ground attack below. He's being attacked by a multi-role. Is it worth me going for him? No. Let's go and try and take the plant. Let's try and use this ordnance again. We'll try and take out the 50-point target. So I go and pick a 30-point target. Never mind. Concentrating so hard on delivering the rockets, I failed to notice I'd picked the wrong one. Wrong target, that is. Not to worry. Job got done. I would agree with that. They're more versatile, the multi-roles, so I'd rather play the multi-roles. But you have, since I'm constrained to playing Japanese and British aircraft at the moment, at some point you do think you have to play the fighters. But they are... It's funny, the Japanese Ki 162s used to be amongst my favourite aircraft in the game, early on in the game. And now I'm just... very sad about their position in the game. Which is basically no position at all. And I'm really just flying around shooting things here. I think I am. I need to concentrate. There's a bomber around somewhere. That's not a bomber, that's a Yak 30. Okay, that's me out. First shot set me on fire. Happening all the time now. You can virtually guarantee a critical off anybody shooting at you these days. That really changes the nature of the game. It will spawn me facing the plant, I think. No, of course I wanted to go to the plant. It spawns me facing away from it. Don't want to be trying to turn with that. It's just speed away. Trouble is, it's an I-215. It can snipe me at range if it's going to turn on me. It didn't, fortunately. Oh, these two have decided to play at the plant. That's bad news for me. Especially as I completely missed them. Better get out of the plant. I was very lucky I'd be able to drag them with me, but I suspect they are focused on the plant. Yeah, they didn't come with me. He's out of range. That yak was more than 2,600 feet away, and he shot my pilot out at 3,000 feet. Didn't happen. Okay, it's a win. It's a winged legend as well. Wow, I did more there in that. I didn't actually feel like that kind of game, but there you go, it is. So we'll get up to tier 10 now. That's going to be something like 3,000, maybe even 4,000 along the way to completing my 10 token mission. Yeah, 3,500, so it's between the two. Good. And that will give me an extra 3 candies when I get there. So we've got 4,000 to go. 2 winning games, I would suggest. So we'll go Japanese, and we will play the multi-role this time. And I think I'm going to mispronounce this, and I apologise in advance, but Yishue, and I apologise for mangling your name. I know I've mispronounced that, but you know who you are. I think you're right. I think the multi-roles have got more of a role in the game than the fighters. So these key 1-6-2s, I don't think they've got much of a place in the game at the moment. Okay, let's go and see what we can do with this, and let's just check. Survivability will be too low to take that off. Yeah, it is. Okay. Right, let's see what we can do. At least this can shoot down multi-rolls. I need to be over here, so it spawns me here. Never mind. This is the pair I was up against previously. And they're flying to... Oh, no. We have 2 ground attackers against 2 bombers. On top of which, they have 2 XF-90s. Oh, and you two in particular, thank you for flying. You are groats. This is what I call a pussy flight. A heavy paired with a bomber at high tiers. This is the most common way of trying to rig the game, and absolutely, if you've got any intention of not trying to bias the game, you should never fly in this sort of flight, and I detest people who do. It's so weak of them. Lame is the word the kids used to use. I don't know if they still use that word anymore. Anyway, I have to say the matchmaking here looks absolutely dreadful. And I don't like the look of it at all. These two are going to struggle to do anything. They can't take the bombers down for a start. Oh my god, not only have they got the 2 EF-131s, they've also got this thing, Tier 9 bomber. Thank you for shooting the XF-90. Whoever did that. I won't bother repairing the wing. Still got enough manoeuvrability to take on the bots. Well, actually, didn't, as it turned out. Now I do. No. XF-90 apparently wants to shoot me and no one else. Why? We've got this. Right, okay, time to dump the aircraft. And we'll go over and try and defend this one. Maybe he's watching the stream and heard me just insult him. Well, look, if you are watching the stream and you're in that XF-90 paired with the bomber, I'm afraid I have very little that I want to say to you. Except, please consider the health of the game and stop flying in that kind of flight. And as I say, as I've said many times previously, now you've probably all heard it, in my opinion, the bombers should not be allowed to be put in flights. So people can't do that kind of thing. It's basically just rigging the game. You should be able to outturn a... Oh my god, why can you not outturn a name? Oh, it's an F-86A, not a P. Now I'll save you. He actually said thank you, actually. Wow, that's that's nice. When I shot that aircraft down, the MEP-110, I actually pressed the affirmative button to say thank you. That was good of him. I'm not going to get 8,000 points in this game. We've got this situation where they've got 2 bombers and 2 heavies, and at the moment, unless they're toying with us, which they may be, all they're demonstrating is that they're actually inept and not able to dominate a game even with a pussy flight, an extra bomber, or 2 extra bombers. Oh, it's the wrong critical. I wanted the engine and I got the wing, I think. Is that me really being shot by the ground attacker? Probably is, actually. This guy seems to... Oh, now I've got your engine. Fortunately for you, you're carrying enough speed to get away, but what it means is I've really discouraged you from coming back, and I'm going to fly in between here now. This guy spent quite a lot of the game hunting me, which is quite interesting. Oh, wow. I didn't realise I had a single bomb. Should have reloaded that ages ago. My bad. Okay, I'm getting double teamed by the Hornets all the time. Is there any chance that I could have some help, perhaps? No. Not at the moment is the answer. Okay, we actually have got our 8,000 points, somewhat to my surprise. Well, I say 8,000, it's 7,500 at the moment, but by the time the game's finished, it will be the 8,000. I need to get in fresh aircraft. Dump this one. Spawn here, and we'll go for this. Yeah, it's not unusual these days. I've seen 3 EF-131s in one battle on an enemy team, plus an SU-10. Now that doesn't happen too often, but it is happening. And they also had a ground attacker, so there were 5. Actually, I'm wasting my time spawning there. So it still spawned me there, even though I thought I'd clicked the other spawn point. Never mind. Done what I needed to do. At the moment it looks as if we may get a victory as well. Yeah, I'd rather fly other fighters as well, to be truthful. Japanese ones. As I say, they used to be favourites of mine. Now, no. Gosh, that turned quickly, didn't it? That it did. Really? Again? You're a joker, aren't you? Now I'm just going to force him into his own sector. If he's forced into his own sector, he can't be helping take other sectors. Well, I would have actually had him there. Okay. Well played to the ground attackers. Actually, it's not, well, the P1101 is, in my opinion, the fighter of choice at tier 10 at the moment. That's an okay score. Quite good. I probably won't get the pronunciation right twice in a row, though, so I'm not going to risk it. So what have we got here? I'm going to say Marco. I know who you are, of course. Yeah, we were lucky there. I wondered, at some point there, I was actually wondering, why on earth are we not winning this? And I glanced at the map, and as you observed as well, Marco, the EF131s, because they... This is what I'm saying. A lot of the CIS players jump into these bombers and the ground attackers because that's the way they get a game. They're actually not very good players. So for me to look up in the middle and for Marco, Flying Dutchman, to notice that in the middle of the game that the EF131s were going for the same sectors absolutely illustrates that. That is clueless play of the highest order. Now, one of these players might have actually been a decent player. In fact, that's a decent score. But the reason why weak players play overpowered vehicles is because they can get decent scores. But let's say this player is a good player, but then this one, or the other way around, probably not, but the other way around is possible, just followed him around the map. So basically we had one EF131 against us. And the XF90s didn't do particularly well, actually. Ground attackers really exerted themselves. Well done to this pair. I did what I could, so I'm reasonably happy with 9,500 points. And the other thing that happened was that we got our 10 token mission finished, which meant we got an extra 3 candies. So we're now up to 90. So from here on in, I can play anything I like. Now, what I could do, but I'm not going to do right now, is I could swap out one of these missions, and obviously it would be the 10 token one. But I don't want to do that right now. And the reason being is, if I swap this out, and it's not a mission I want to play, then I'm going to be streaming and potentially doing parts of that mission. If I wait until I finish, and I'm going to be finishing around about 100 candies is what I'd like to do. If I wait until I finish and then swap it out, if it's a mission I don't want to do, I'm not going to be playing any further. I won't complete any of it, and tomorrow it will reset automatically. And if that's a mission I don't like, I've still got the option of taking it away. If I start the mission, I will definitely have to use my swap out tomorrow morning. So I basically, if I don't start the mission tonight, I get 2 chances to get one that I do like. And it is going to be important that you manage these missions. I've been very lucky today. I've completed all of my daily missions. I had a sweet set of missions, and that's given me 18 extra candies. There will be days when these aren't so sweet, and you won't get as many candies from them per day. But we're making good progress. Right, so how are we going to go about getting 8,000 points a game? Well, I'm afraid to say it's probably going to be low to mid-tier heavies. Mid-tier heavies it will be. Let's work our way through some, if not all of these. There will be one exception. This one I will not play. Oh, and I did notice one of the crates has a rather nasty feature. The XP54 is available as a prize in one of these crates, and there's a tag on it, and it's the only time I've ever seen this for any aircraft. Automatically awarded on the opening of the 100th crate. That's naughty. I'm not sure which crate it's a prize in, but go and have a look. So that's really encouraging people to buy 100 crates to guarantee themselves getting an XP54. The FW252. You will struggle in it. On my video content offline, Yishue, I've got 2 videos on the FW252. May I suggest you go and have a look at those? In a sentence, try and make sure you fight up and down and not round and round, because it's not a turn fighter. It's got excellent roll rate, but it's not a turn fighter. And if you go up and down, you're really looking to badly damage bombers and ground attackers for preference. Those are good guns, but you have to understand it's an air superiority fighter, and it's not really meant for fighting other fighters. So try and get yourself doing up and down stuff. Trying to get up against bombers and ground attackers. And definitely, if you are going to attack any fighters or multi-rolls, make sure you are doing it on the up and down. Hit them really hard with the guns and just go away. Don't even necessarily think about turning back to finish them off. Just hit them and go. As I say, have a look at the 2 videos. They're quite old now, about a year old, but do go and have a look at the 2 videos on the FW252 I did, and that may help you. I hope it does anyway. Kovash, yes. If we always flew only with ASZ planes? I'm assuming you're talking about OP planes. Where would be the challenge be? Easy planes? Yeah, you're right. That's why I tend to fly the difficult ones. There are some that are difficult, which I won't fly, to be fair. But I'm willing to give it a go. Right, so, anyway. We'll start off with the ME410, which is not a difficult plane to play. Point and shoot. And with Albrecht Schneider in it, it's point and shoot and generally see everything blow up. Interesting. For me, my stream has stalled. That's because I've somehow pressed the pause button. Good. Okay. What have I got to say to Mr. Rogers there? Fully understand that. And it's good that you've got a way into the game. That side of things I really appreciate. I'm not saying remove the bombers. But let's face it, the vast majority of people flying those bombers and spamming them are not disabled in any way. Or handicapped in any way. Well, except in that they're not very good players, most of them. So, yes, but I do appreciate that the bombers and the GAAs are good for people who are less able than others. And I'm pleased that that is a facility which they can make use of. That side of things is good. Unfortunately, they're still overpowered, which they shouldn't be. And the vast majority of people flying them could simply fly fighters or other things. They just choose not to. And I always cast my mind back to World of Tanks here, and I remember how when I was struggling in World of Tanks, when I was a really bad player as opposed to just an ordinarily bad player, and the only thing I could get a decent game in was the Leffy, a Tier 5 artillery, which I didn't know at the time, but I now understand is grossly overpowered and very much loathed by people who are up against it. But for me, it was the aircraft in which I could do well in, so I flew it to death. I played it to death. And I think that's what's happening with the bombers here. Whereas I, on principle, don't play the bombers. I think people are playing them because that's what they get a good game in. Out. The problem is not the fighter, chum, it's me. The fighter can finish you off now. Oh, I think I'm carrying too much speed. Get away from that, perhaps going for one of the fighters instead. I think we ought to use our rockets, which are pretty good actually. Nowadays. Well, if you've got Albrecht Schneider in the plane, they are. Rotten shooting, so we'll try and take out another gun emplacement. That's the job. Let's go and get the bomber. Oh, there's no doubt the 252 is a challenge. It's not an easy plane to play. It was never an easy plane to play. Already got my 8,000 points, so that's good. I'm going to keep it honest, because what you will see is people who get their 8,000 points quit the game so they can go and start another game. I hope Wargaming fix that one day. They could easily do it. They could actually award an extra candy for staying in the game, but only if you've been active. And it's got to be active, because if you're not active, people will just enter games and quit them and enter a new game with another plane and quit that game. And then ad infinitum. That's called botting. But they could do it. That'll stop people quitting games when they've got 8,000 points. Currently they do. I saw it yesterday. I saw instances of it. That to me was a, oh dear, I'll give up then. On the guy. Somebody had the temerity to shoot me there. That's not fair. Hello Odins, how are you? Oh, somebody else is shooting me. Get off me, you horrible little thing. That's not right. You're not allowed to shoot me. Both wings out. Oh, we've actually got somebody who, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not sure whether he ever actually got into the battle. You should go and have a look at the videos, see what you make of it. I'm not saying you're always going to do really well in the FW252, but it is perfectly possible to do well. My God, my team has thrown everything away. It's got very little option but to leave me alone, so I'm going to go back and try and finish him. It's unfortunate. Oh, took my engine out. I need my tail before I go back. We're on course to take a couple of sectors. I'd like to think we were going to do so fairly shortly. It's a bomber that won't be coming back. It's a ground attack that won't be coming back. Unbelievable that he got my tail. And he's just shot me out of range. Well, let's move on. I don't know whether we'll win that or not now that I'm out of the... No, I don't think we will. I think we're going to lose our aircraft here. He's in trouble. He's got 5 aircraft on him. He might survive. But there's an awful long way to get to 800. We're not going to win that game. And that's all because that A6M5 was able to shoot me outside of range. So what this guy needs to do is hide. So what he's doing is revealing to everybody where he is by going into this sector. He doesn't need... actually, yes, he does. To be fair to him, we will lose if we don't take another sector, so he's got to try. I think we're probably going to lose anyway because they've all swarmed over here. They'll take this sector. That's a shame. Never mind, we got our candy. That's the main thing. Okay, next one. Let's read. The reason why you'd fly the 252 is because you can stop the heavies. I should have said that not only can you hunt bombers and GAAs, but you can also get those heavies. Because you're still more mobile than they are. You can outturn those, and you can deal with those heavies, and you can also chase them down to a degree. So, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you that it's a bit of an odd game, odd plane to try and fly in the game at the moment. Its niche is very small. Nonetheless, that niche is there. Is it a plane that I would play for choice? No. And the fact of the matter is, you've got through the TA-183 to get to the FW-252. You probably knew what was coming. And the 252 is better than the TA-183. At least that is true. And let's play the Lightnings. Then I'm going to try the Mosquitoes. GS, may I ask, can I manually change an INI file? I'm playing on 4K and it's very small letters. Yes, you can. I don't know where you'd find that change. but the game has had people who mod it quite frequently, and I know for a fact there's at least one mod out there that has changed the font. So if you can find the right files to modify, yeah, go right ahead, you'll be fine. I can't tell you where they are. I don't do modding myself, despite the fact I work in IT and I'm a programmer. I just can't be bothered to go and look at all the assets and figure out what's what. Oh yeah, I can easily imagine if you find the RB17 with that burst length, you're just going to absolutely destroy it, aren't you? Bottom tier. At least I'm at the plant though. So what's the plan here? 230-point targets, do you think, or 150-point target? Because it's quicker. Maybe a 50 and a 30-point target and try and get 80 that way. It's somewhat similar, but for instance there are significant differences. For instance, in tanks you can mod the carousel. This game it's hard coded, so there are going to be differences, but yeah, I have definitely seen modification to the font. So if that's a thing, which it is, then in principle you should be able to do what you want. I've actually mucked my approach up here because I misidentified the 50-point target again. Second time I've done that today. However, at least this time I realised that I'd done that. Okay, so I didn't get to finish off my 30-point target. It's quite interesting. I'm going to point at this fuel storage tank here. I put 2 rockets into that. Only one into that one, and yet it's the one I put 2 rockets into that survived. Weird. Right, so we're going to play as a superiority heavy fighter just for the moment because I'm reloading the entirety of my ordnance, and that takes a long time. Why would you do that? That's unfortunate, actually, because I had to take out the fighter. The VB-10 was able to use its more limited mobility to take me out. Otherwise I could have turned on it and shot it down as well. Never mind. But again, we've got an example. This guy absolutely should not have tried to ram me. I can only imagine they're so frightened of being criticaled, they'd rather take a ram than risk being criticaled and then shot down. But even with a critical, he could have still evaded me. Just makes no sense. This heavy is long-range weaponry, good heavy weaponry as well. He should deal with the IL-10, except that it might give him a slightly hard time with its mobility. He can finish him off. Oh, he has. Right. Well, to be fair, maybe he knows he couldn't outmaneuver me. Maybe I should have tried to outmaneuver him. I actually thought I'd survived that round. Never mind. Let's go and take the middle. And then we'll try and get to their command centre. What are you harassing? Is that the TU? Change your plan. Oh, he's aware. Now his problem is that the TU, the heavy, will turn him as well. I get that feeling you shouldn't have chased that heavy. Too low. A26B is not made for flying low. Garbage play. A lot of the CIS players do this. Learned bad habits from the F131s. It's just hit point pinata if you do that with an A26, in my opinion. Right, we need to go and find some damage from somewhere. I need another 1,000 points. Can you keep the... I know Privyet, and hello as well. Hello to you as well. Just everybody, English language in the chat only, please. And that's basically because, unfortunately, being British, I can't speak any other languages and I can't cope with them. No other reason. So, if we could, thank you very much. Oh, I was hoping to sneak the kill there. Died just in time, otherwise my wing was going to take some damage there. Let's go. Okay. Apparently he didn't want to fight with me. I can see why now. Actually, I still need my some extra points here. That should do it. Yep, that's fine. Oh my god, how have we suddenly lost all 4 sectors? Because the CIS players simply will not defend anything. How to throw away winning positions. There we go. We had 4 sectors to 1 for most of the game, and because they've all swarmed about looking for damage, we've now lost every single sector. When will they learn not to be so stupid? Really is crazy how the CIS players play. That's garbage. That's a game we'd won, and because they were so stupid and didn't defend anything, we lose the game. I really don't understand the mentality of the CIS players. I really don't. It makes no sense for me what they do. How do we counter the Ho-29 Tier 8 plane? Which plane should we fly to? Most people will build the Horton 229 for speed. In which case, if you've got something like a heavy or a fast fighter and can well, an F-80... Basically, pounce on it when the person is slowed down, can't turn with you, and you just shoot it to bits. What you also need to do is make sure that you do not get surprised by it, because it can shoot you at very long range. I personally am not very good in the Horton. Since you've mentioned it, let's go and demonstrate that. Now, the Horton can also, surprisingly, be built for manoeuvrability, what I call a surprise build. If you can encounter one of those, you've got to be a bit more careful, because it might actually be able to outturn you depending on what you're in. My big problem with this is I can't aim the guns. What is my build? That's interesting. I've clearly felt that I'm getting my engine shot out a lot as well, so make sure you try and shoot at it. Maybe you'll get the engine out. I've put on engine armour here. And let's go and see what I can do with it. But if it's a build like this, it flies in straight lines, so you can outturn it. And even when it's built for manoeuvrability, unless you're in something that's not very mobile yourself, you'll be able to outturn it. In a turn fighter, for instance, you won't be able to outturn it in a heavy. Pick your time to attack it, is what I'm saying. Don't let it attack you. That's the critical mistake with the Horton 229. Do not let it fight you. You need to engage it when it's doing something else. Not a good map for this plane. Not in the slightest. Didn't know you could get this map at tier 8. There you go. I did not know. So there are no heavy air defence aircraft on this map, which is a bit of a problem for the Horton because that's what it excels at shooting. There is an RB-17, I may get some opportunities at that. And that's my problem with the Horton. I'm awful at shooting with it at long range. What is the range on the weapons? It's over 3,000 feet. Actually, I'm going to let... It's interesting, I'm looking for the bomber. That's what I want to see, the bomber. Shooting too low. Rogue Flyer, thank you very much for your follow and welcome to the community. Lovely to have you along. There you go. He didn't have a very good rear gunner, so I was able to shoot him at distance. Do I rely on the multi-roll to shoot that ground attacker down? The good news is we took their airfield, which means they can't spawn their bombers close to our command centre. Having said that, I won't be able to take him out again unless I get myself a new aircraft. This is one of those games where we're winning so easily. I don't think I'm going to get 8,000 points. It's not a good map. Not a good map. Not sure I'd call it the worst. I'd have to think about that, but it's not a good one, that's for sure. Ooh! Rockets from somewhere. Where were they from? Notice I did not turn. Yeah. That game was over too quickly, and the Horton doesn't rack up damage very quickly, but there you go. Don't think I got shot down in that. But that was because I was selecting my targets and going for things like bombers. In fact, the majority of it was bombers. Occasionally some other aircraft. Could have done with that lasting another couple of minutes. So no count for me there, but that was the Horton. Basically, if they turn, you've got them. And if you shoot out their engine, you've got them. But if you aren't aware that they're behind you sniping you at 3,000 feet, they could very well end your life before you realise what's going on. Let's go back to those heavies. We need a reliable source of candies, so it needs to be these heavies. Yep, we lost that battle in the lightning, didn't we? We'll go with that again. That's irritating. That was a one game and my team just threw it away. And as a Westerner, I find that really annoying. I guess it comes down to this. Culturally, the CIS players are very individualistic and they're measuring their performance by their personal points, whereas we're measuring by winning. More than welcome, Yishua. Thank goodness for map variety, eh? I can't remember the last time I saw this map. Oh wow, really? How much of that did I leave up? Okay, that wasn't very successful, was it? To be fair, it is a tier 7 battle. Oh. It's reloading. That's why he's flying off to the side. Oh no. Yeah, I half hoped he might go for... Oh, got Yak 9 from nowhere. I half hoped that the XP-54 would go for the bomber. He didn't. As it happens, he had to disengage from me because he was being attacked by something else. But then the Yak 9 just shoots me from nowhere. Let's not lose anything in the turn. Keep the speed up so we can get back quickly. Shoot this one first. Right, so let's set about this command centre. 10 rockets, 2 ships perhaps, and an unarmoured gun emplacement is a possibility. That would be the ideal scenario. Didn't get it. Let's just pick up the damage. Shooting at the wrong one, I know, but it's the one that's in front of me, so I'm lucky I'll get to run away from the XP-54. No, I won't. No, I didn't. Still, he paid for it with his aircraft. If I want points, I would actually be better off defending this command centre than going and attacking the other one. And the reason for that is because there's the whole swathe of aircraft just going across the map now. They are. Wouldn't mind some of that B-32. Although the Lightning is not a great aircraft for taking out heavily armoured American bombers. Not sure I can want to do that anyway. I'm going to be able to get a turn in on him. Had to go up. And because he was around, I couldn't attack the bomber. Where's that bomber gone? Well, there's ground attacks to go for, so we'll go for those. Oh, why does the XP-54 have to be everywhere where I'm trying to do work? Oh, I was going to spawn here and defend that, now I can't. Be careful I don't encounter the XP-54 at the wrong time again. Otherwise I'm going to fall short of my target. Need another kill here. Oh, your bombers have deserted you. Still need Need a bit more. Fallen short again. Oh, that's about the 4th time this stream. That's unusual. I've very rarely failed to get 8,000 points, but it's happened 4 times on stream so far. I'm waving at you. I can't pronounce your name, Wolf, so I'll just say Wolf. I'm glad Ukraine is watching me, and we stand with Ukraine as much as we possibly can. I wish you good fortune, the best of fortune in the new year. Oh, we did, of course, silly. I needed to get over 7,000 points, not over 8,000 points. So I have got my candy. Good. You sleep well, Yishue. Nice to have you along today. Is it fast enough, though, Marco? I will call you Marco here, so people don't get confused. That's the thing. Looking forward to giving it a go against Bombers, to be fair. Right. We'll go to a Mosquito next, and then we'll go back to this Lightning, and then we'll go to the other Mosquito, and then probably we'll move on. Try and do something. Oh, we haven't got a win in the ME410. We'll have to try that then. Okay, so lots of ground attacking now. Which mods do I use? I use just 2. I used to use a lot of mods, but I decided they were affecting the performance of the game. So I use the Who's the AI Bots mod to put an asterisk in front of the name of the bots. And that's easily available on either the NA or the EU forum in the relevant mods section. Easy to find. All you can do is search for it on the internet. The second one is a little bit harder to find, and that's the one with the numbers in the top left corner of battles. That's a Russian mod, and I don't know how much longer it's going to be supported because, obviously, being a Russian mod, having lost their server, the guy who's producing the mod, last time I spoke to him, he was sort of thinking, I'm not sure I want to continue with this. It's called My Precious. Look for World of Warplanes My Precious, and you'll come across that mod. And those are the only 2 I use. There are lots more mods out there. First Assassin, who streams this game on Twitch, has a repository of the Russian mods. But I've decided they affect the performance of the game too much for me, so I've decided to take most of them off. Of course, you've got 60 seconds worth of boost, haven't you, you were saying? As well as a boost injection system, which you can put on it. Okay. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Man, this is a tough one. I'm going to go in low. I'm going to, with a bit of luck, avoid the XP54 and take out this special object. Annoying, and it's annoying because I didn't take out the special object. Oh gosh, I left lots of it behind. Now I'm vulnerable to someone picking it off. Okay, good. Now I've put myself in harm's way by doing that, because there's now a fighter in here. We've got it, right. Okay, time to dump the aircraft. I did my job with the aircraft there, I'm happy with that. It was the right move. I wasn't sure about it, but it was the right move. reload the rockets as soon as I get in. I am going to get in, so you got the bomber. Well done, Spitfire. What's that behind? Ooh. That's the XP-54. What on earth? Okay, that doesn't look like he's in the battle. Oh, we've lost the centre. I shouldn't worry so much because we've actually got everything else. Just a bit annoyed because I worked really hard to get that. I seem to have thrown it away really quickly. They all seemed to be wanting to chase me, didn't they? We're not going to get 8,000 points in this game, 7,000 in this game. Got superiority before. I'm hoping he's going to be so concentrating on the bomb. Ah, he's seen his turn because of the other there. I've got my ordnance back, so my best bet is to try and take this. We'll get some work done here. I know the military base is firing at it as well, so I'm going to have to be fairly quick about it. Actually, we'll take aircraft. Let the military base do the honours on the ground targets. Struggling to find anything to shoot. Actually, the ground attack's all alone, apart from the bots, so let's go and see if we can shoot that. Good. What's next? Bomber up there? Probably too high. See if I can catch the Spitfire unawares. Okay, good. Answer's yes, I could. Not going to get the 8,000. This is one of these games where we just dominated so much that it's been hard to get the necessaries. Game will be over before I get back in. I'm not going to shoot anything else. It's ping. Just seen the most immense gingerbread made in the form of the Tower of Barad-dûr from Lord of the Rings. So that wasn't a success. Okay. Oh, I think this is the other aircraft which has got the special camouflage, by the way. Yes, it has. So 4 characteristics on the camouflage. Didn't help there, did it? Let's kind of try and get a win in the ME410. We've just slowed down a bit. We're just struggling to get these games done. My precious, that's the name of the mod. Okay, let's go. Let's try and get these 8,000 points. Nearly dark in the UK now. Certainly twilight. Sun's definitely gone down. Bottom tier. Oh, and they've got 3 heavies. All of which can outmaneuver me. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and help at our plant, and then I'm going to try and lock it down. Let's see if I can get a 30-point target out. Won't do it with the rockets entirely, but well, hush my mouth. I didn't actually expect to take the 30-point target out there, but I did. Okay, I just learned something there. So now we're getting out of the sector, and that's what I expected to see, a bomber approaching. Oh, platzed. E-102's there. I hope he's going to let me shoot the bomber. Good. This guy's been taking a leaf out of my book, but I don't think a tier 6 and a tier 7 battle is the right piece of machinery. Hell for leather. He's at the extremity of his range, and yet he still manages to shoot at my engine. Oh, we haven't got on. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. We haven't got our garrison yet. I need to protect that plant. The good news is I put a lot into the Key 102, so he's badly damaged. The problem is he can get repairs. That's maybe what he's going to do. Meanwhile, I need to focus on protecting the plant. Suddenly, just like that, we pick up 2 sectors. Flight coming in. Plenty of health, so I can go for that. Of course, their bombers will be coming out of the airfield quickly. But I can see one now. someone seemed to... Oh. I don't know why he decided to go for that instead of me, but I'm glad he did. They did it anyway. Well, I've got my candy, that's the main thing. But, game's lost now. I did my absolute best to protect that plant. This wasn't to be. Meanwhile, the rest of the game is not going terribly well. Right, so we'll try and pull that trick with the 30-point target again. Okay, that wasn't a fluke then. I want to protect those guys at the plant, but we're 4 sectors to 1 down. I just can't afford not to be attacking something else, basically. Oh, thanks for shooting at my tail. Unbelievable. First shot. Well, it wasn't first shot, but took my tail, I couldn't manoeuvre. And we've got a bomber and 2 ground attackers at a plant, and they've managed to take out 1 target between them. And I know that because I took out the 30-point target. They've managed to take 1 since. Let's try and get rid of that multi-roll, that will help. It's only a bot multi-roll as well. Wow. Game's already gone, but I've got my candy, that's the main thing. Fire. Not such a good game. If I'd been able to hang on to the plant, I might have been able to win it, but too much coming in. Still, on the plus side, it fed me lots of things to do with the ME410, and we got our count on the candy. Marcellus, hello to you. I actually think that's the way that wargaming ought to be making its money off this game, selling things like camos and giving them out for free. Well, it'd be nice, but I actually think they should sell those, but not. And some of the things they have sold in the past, they shouldn't sell. To be fair, I think they've actually not sold the B29C, but they put them in crates. I'd rather they sold... Well, okay, there you go. I'd rather they sold the camos than the crates. Full stop. give the P-38L a go. 94. Target is 100 for today. We're getting quite a few games where we're finding it difficult to get up to 8,000, which is unusual for me, to be fair. And I average 10,000 or just a smidgen under. So not to be able to get to 8,000 is pretty hard. So much ordnance and such a bad map for it. Right, we'll go to the garrison. We'll take out a couple of targets, take that, then try and take the airfield. Perhaps swing back for this. Macwave, thank you very much, and the same to you and your family. I hope you have the most peaceful and enjoyable time. And if you don't want peace, well, I hope you have a riot. And thank you for those kind words about the channel as well. That's very kind of you indeed. Fire that. Right, so we've still got some ordnance which we can use at the airfield. Let's gain altitude first though, so we can try and get the heavies out first. I don't know where my team went. I think what happened is when they got taken, they just all simply turned for the middle. And we haven't got our airfield. Oh, I've got an incompetent team, haven't I? And this guy has decided not to play. Although I saw him come back in, so I suspect he may be having difficulties. We had plenty enough to go in and contest that sector, but I think they just all turned away and I was left on my own. That's frustrating. That's what you're going to have to put up with during the holidays, unfortunately. Lots of very, very, very indifferent play. People not helping. Why did that bomb not destroy that target? This is a special team, isn't it? And again, the stupid ram. Utterly stupid to throw your aircraft away like that. Why ram me? You can easily avoid me. It really is the most stupid play going when you can easily avoid somebody and then get the better of them, and instead you throw your aircraft away. Got some very odd and strange habits, the CIS players. Now what are you going to do? I can easily outturn you. I didn't let you ram me. Goodbye. Okay, that's secured my 8,000 points. Wow. Just can't hold anything. I need to go for the higher level ones because everybody else can go for the lower level ones. Oh, that Yak 7. What a... It's the bot Yak 7 that just did me in there. Wow, this team is awful. We're seeing something of what's happened to World of Tanks, and it's part of the reason I quit World of Tanks. So many of the battles were ending in 4 minutes because you're getting total mismatches in terms of skill levels. The World of Warplanes team are going to have to introduce average win rate matchmaking, which is where the average win rates of the teams are balanced. Wow, that was a really awful team. But we got my target, 8,000 points. So that's another candy. Excellent. RAM equals target fixation. Yeah, it's the CIS players. You can guarantee that a Western player would have avoided that. Just flipped. Tried to avoid. The CIS players never, ever pull out. Basically, I got to kill him for free. Now, he may think, I've taken him out. I've done really well there. But he could have killed me anyway without ramming me. Just doesn't seem to occur to them. Okay, so we're 5 short of 100. Let's do something different. I've played a lot of heavies. Let's play a fighter. What's going to be powerful this level? Ooh, yeah. If I get on a map with a central air base, let's go for this. Scrote time. It's an okay map. It's not the one I wanted, but well, good. It's actually not as bad as I thought. I've just seen how many specialised aircraft we've got. It's more than the enemy, but at least they do have a few. Got a very quick reload the A-26B, so he's dropped his bombs here. If it was a long-loading bomb, I think I might have kept them. But it's not. It's a very quick reloading bomber. This is actually a good map for the A-26B because it's full of soft targets. Being more of a support bomber than an out-and-out heavy target destroyer, it's good for the A-26. Oh good, the heavy's gone for good, I don't need to. That I'm pleased about, because normally what happens is the bombers get a free ride to our local garrison, but our heavy has gone straight for them. Since he managed to critical my pilot. This is an aircraft which I don't carry a medkit on. Oh dear. I've just seen what's happening. I'm going to really struggle to get 8,000 points here. Superiority, this game's going to be over far too quickly. Going for the ground attack. He's flying away. Oh, thank you for spawning me right in front of the heavies. Not spawning me, thank you for spawning the heavies right. Have I done it? Just got shot down at the wrong moment. My only chance is to be able to shoot down this multi-roll. when they've shot it down. Don't think I'm going to be fast enough to get anything. And now we've got superiority, that's it. I've run out of time. That was the most inopportune moment to get shot down. Now they've managed to hold... we're still too far away. I'm just going to fall short. Oh no! I must have actually damaged something that then subsequently got destroyed, and it's just ticked me over. I've got 8,030 points. Okay, I've got my candy. I'm happy. Lucky there, considering how quickly that game went. Right, so I'm just going to pop away to the loo, to the toilet, to the restroom, the bathroom, whatever you like to call it. I like to just call it straightforwardly a toilet. So I'll be back in a few moments. Okay. We're waiting, everyone. Let's just have a slurp of water and then we'll consider what we'll do next. I think we'll go try our hand at tier 8. Actually, not tier 7, because tier 7 is one of those benighted tiers, often matched against tier 8s. Oh yeah, BVP 203. It's a good choice, I think. Oh yes, why not put Charlotta in there? I mean, anything going head-on with me is going to get smashed to bits anyway, but with Charlotta in there as well, that's just overkill, overkill, overkill. Let's train the ME410 gunner. Okay. How far behind is my stream? Wow, long way behind. Top tier. LB17, Junkers 288C, IL10 and a BF109Z. Now, there isn't anything that particularly frightens me here unless I get the wrong side of the Zwilling. I can demolish everything else. At least I hope I will. Doesn't climb or dive, this really is a horizontal. Well, I say it doesn't climb. It's sluggish to climb. It's not got a great dive. Your friend. Going down. I don't really. Well, you're both going down. That's awkward. I don't really want to do that. That's what I want to shoot. Wow, well played Zwilling, did an awful lot of damage to me. And he's catching me up. Ah, there's a bot as well. Oh, he's just going to chase me off the base now. That's frustrating. Oh no, he's turned. Okay, good. Well, that was awkward the way that went. I wanted everything high and everything went low. Already looking like we're getting into a dominant position. Things can change, of course, but... some repairs. Might be no bad thing if we do lose that military base, actually. Otherwise, this is going to be a very quick game. Finally, a bomber. How that bomber's going right now. How often you see one of those get demolished like that? Good, got my 8,000 points. May as well try and get this game ended as quickly as possible in that case. Really work out the trajectory properly there. The enemy team, none of them are going to get a candy. Oh, actually, there's more. There's time in the game yet. Maybe they will. Some of them. Good. Actually, 3-2 now. Yeah, we've got a good lead, but I think I better go and get repairs, actually. They could win this. They could absolutely win this. Wow. It just seems my team's stopped playing. What the hell happened to my team? We've lost this game. What on earth were my team doing? And I'll tell you exactly what it is. No defense, no tactics, CIS players. Just will not play properly. And they've lost a game where we were utterly in charge, completely in control, and they've... Unless we happen to take the 2 sectors that they've got... Unbelievable the way these people play. We're actually going to lose the other set. We're going to lose to superiority here. I'm just sitting here in utter disbelief yet again. A game where we were 4 sectors to 1 up, 5-0 up, and these players are so stupid. We are now going to lose. We have lost. It's doing my head in. It's absolutely doing my head in. Prior to the CIS players, that would have happened once in 100 battles where you were so dominant, 300-400 points up. And with the CIS players, because they will not defend and they will throw away sectors, you still end up losing a battle which you've completely dominated. Oh, makes me want to give up. playing with people who simply haven't got the slightest clue or the slightest inclination to play the game properly is beginning to really get on my nerves. This is a World of Tanks scenario, this is. Jeepers. I mean, I got my candy. That was the main thing. But it actually... And they clearly don't care whether they win or lose, just so long as they get some sort of game. But to me, the way that they've just played there is utterly, utterly bizarre. I should have sat in the middle. I didn't feel like sitting in the middle because we were so far ahead. It never occurred to me that my team would just completely let go of every single sector. What absolute horror show. And yet that's what it is. I should have known better. I really should have known better. Oh, yes, the BVP 203 is a marvellous plane. I always do well in it. In fact, between you and me, I think it's overpowered. But as you say, it's all about the gun. It doesn't climb, it doesn't dive, but it mullers things at long distance. To think I actually said in the middle of that battle, it might actually be a good thing if they take the commands in the military base. Because otherwise this game's going to be over too quickly. Only for my team to just melt and collapse away and let them have everything. Oh boy. I need to help at the plant here. I need to get this before. They've got an awful lot of specialised aircraft. They've got 2 bombers. What are we going to do with these tiny Tims? I'm going to try and take out the 50-point target. Probably won't quite manage it, but good chance I'll be able to finish it with the guns. And if not, the ground attacker behind me will probably be able to finish it off easily. And that's exactly what he did, so that's the first 50 points. However, that means that I now have no reason to stay here. And we need to get our plant quickly because they are certainly going to get theirs fairly snappishly. Ooh. Stop him from bombing. And of course he shoots my engine out. The pilot will be next. That'll happen in a couple of moments probably. Oh, I actually shot my wing. Oh, how is he still allowed to use his rear gunner when he's being jammed up against the side of the map like that? And you notice he did shoot my pilot out, by the way. Unbelievable. And nobody's got the slightest thought of defending the plant. I don't understand how I can't shoot him when I'm jammed up against the side of the map, but his rear gunner is still allowed to shoot me, which is actually what made the difference there. It's interesting he chose to leave the plant. Stupid bombers. Really is way beyond time wargaming to World of Warplanes team to fix these grossly unbalanced planes. Oh, great. I haven't got my Tiny Tim, so I can't even try and do that. Good, there's two of us here. That's splendid, so we stopped him. So we've hung onto the plant. Need to keep hanging onto it if we can. No need to repair the engine at the moment. Oh, that was a mistake. Needs whoever was helping me previously to help me again. Good. I did get the help, so I'm pleased about that. I do believe I just shot his wing off. Set him on fire, apparently. I could try and get that middle. We've got both plants to try and get my points up. Wind isn't much use to me, really. The trouble is, if I go in there, going in against a vampire. Me. Oh, of course, I left the plant, didn't I? How silly of me. I should never have left the plant. Having said that, I wouldn't have been able to take out the RB-17 anymore. Didn't have the health. One more kill should do it. Fairly evenly balanced game, so I think I should have a fair chance of doing this. Provided I don't get shot down. What's that? Yeah, that's what I needed. This is not what I need. See what's behind me. Stop chasing. Is there a gun emplacement I can take out? Right. Oops, having fired the rocket, I would have won anyway. I got my 8,000 points. Job done. Tricky game against an RB-17. Destroyed him twice. That was enough. Basically denied him what he was trying to do. Getting close now. I think we only need 3 more candies. 100 mark. And what we'll do at the 100 mark is we'll revolve out my 10 token mission and see if it's one that I want to do or one I want to let go overnight. Okay. We have an aircraft. That's the 23rd birthday reward aircraft from last year, not this year. The I-153PDM4, and it's not good. In theory, it looks like a monster, but the cannons overheat so quickly it's actually really difficult to fly. And I got gold compensation for that because I've already got it. Okay, so actually 2 more required to get to 100. What are we going to fly next? I think we ought to try and fly the F-82B because it's on sale currently. It's a good plane. It's the P-82B. Looking at that manoeuvrability finger and thinking, it's not right. Would you like to give me a pilot? Pretty good. Okay. Manoeuvrability 64, and apparently if you put on really good equipment you can get the special project equipment, you can actually get the manoeuvrability of the new heavy beyond this one, but you'd have to have special project equipment. So it's going to be around about this without special project equipment. Okay. Not sure I'm going to be able to use much of the ordnance here because we've got 3 bombers. Let's go for the high up heavies first. Keep them off this guy. Although he's not going to get a chance, the RB-17 is going to flatten this sector before TU-12. TU-12 might finish it off, basically. Kill 1 aircraft anyway. Okay. Unsurprisingly, we got that locked very quickly. I don't really feel the need to go to the centre. Job is to follow the bombers around. I'm probably going to get a bit stuck as to the things to do. Yeah. Okay. Shortcut. Try and get to their military base. The ME-209A is following me. Oh, in fact, so's the Vampire. That's really irritating. Guys, can you not take the blasted airfield whilst these 2 idiots have come out chasing me? Can't believe I've been so unlucky to actually get both of these players come after me. Got a fire on him, so I'm very lucky he'll burn out. Come on, burn out. Got the better of him. Oh! I get credited with that kill, by the way. Blast! Well, they should... I've managed to set them up. I think we'll be alright to take that now. I got some help there. I don't know who it was helped me. Somebody shot out the ME209, so that was good for me. I'm not surprised they took that, but I have my full ordnance, so I should be able to get things done here. It's a bot, so I'm going to gamble that I can turn him. So yes. Can I get to the RB-17? I'm not sure. I don't think I want to anyway. Feels like a tail shot. Out. I got the kill there either. Perfect timing. Get 7,000 more points from somewhere. This TU-10 might be just the thing for me. I'm going to pop the killing numbers on to catch this guy up. Don't actually care that they've got the airfield. Three rockets, I can probably take something at the military base. I'll get an aircraft as well. Should do. Oh! So I've managed to achieve my target. I'm making a meal of this. Finally I begin to shoot one. Doesn't want to take damage very easily, does he? The bot that wouldn't die. Just my luck to get that then. Okay, we move on. I'm not sure we're going to win this actually. They've taken back our military base so quickly. and I've basically thrown my aircraft away, shooting at a bot that just would not die. That's frustrating. No, we've definitely lost this. Well, unless we can get their this military back. Oh, we've just lost whatever it was that was over there. The Junkers just died over the military base. We're not going to get it now. This game's a goner, I think. Okay, move on. We need one more. My bad. Well, it doesn't on the EU server now. It's just... there was a very good description of it by somebody this morning. Have you ever seen 4-year-olds playing football, soccer? They all chase the ball regardless of whether that leaves their goal undefended. That's exactly what's happening now. What are we going to play now? I fancy playing maybe a multi-role. Oh, let's have a quick pop in the SU-9, shall we? Let's see if we can do some long-range sniping. Hello, Cindy. How are you? Went dark for a long time there, but here we are. Military base. Bottom tier. I wouldn't... Just keep an eye on this guy. The reason I'm just saying keep an eye on him, I'm just wondering. I'm not going to voice my suspicions. So, we'll see. I've got a couple of bombs, so I'm going to go low, and I'm hoping to snipe ground attackers. Should go to this one because they tend to come in from the opposite quarter to us. I don't want to be flying straight into a load of aircraft when I can go here. Take that out. Low flying heavy. Oh, it's a P-82B. He can actually outmaneuver me. Fortunately, he's not. Okay, good, got this. That's the big hit I wanted. Oh, of course. As usual, look, we fought to take this and everybody leaves. No thought of defending whatsoever. And so now we immediately lose the military base. These CIS players are unbelievably inept. They really are completely and utterly inept from the point of view of how to win a battle. IL-20 is going to furnish me with some good hit points though. It's flying across the base, which is his. He's trying to get to the far sector. Still got a bomb, actually. May as well bomb that. Got the big hit. He's finishing off. Oh dear. Now, this may be a struggle to get my points. He's flying away from me, that's awkward. Oh, of course I come across the vampire. Ugh. So I've just wasted my time. I should have gone here. Can you see what's happened again? We've taken the military base. Everybody's left. I don't understand the CIS players. I don't. I'm going to say this forever and a day. What is going through their minds? This is a game, at least up to tier 8, this is a game that's entirely about taking and possessing sectors, and they seem to be completely ignorant of that concept. It's utterly bizarre the way they play. And take the ground attack, it turns out. Hi Cleats, how are you? It's back in a moment. I should have gone middle. Getting fed up with these CIS players. It doesn't matter how well you play, they won't. Anything you do that's good, they will undo by just leaving and quitting important sectors in the search for damage, as if that was important. Just beggars believe how badly they play. Right, let's see if my favourite gun emplacement is up. No. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, not the vampire again. Anyway, I've got my points. That's a good thing. Unless I get help, I'm dead now. Not getting any help. And he shot at my pilot again. What is happening with these blasted criticals? So he shot my pilot, I healed him. He shot my pilot again. There's something wrong with the game at the moment. I don't know what the World of Warplanes team have done, but these criticals are just stupid. And we've lost the military base again. And this time I don't think we'll get it back. I'm rapidly getting a headache from the way these CIS players play. I know they've got the event and they're all chasing damage and 8,000 personal points, but honestly, they are completely and utterly clueless. Or they don't care. All they care about is personal points. And either way, it's making for a really horrible server experience. I'm going to watch this go through because we're going to swap out the 10 token mission in a moment. Looks like we may sneak a win here. You're right about that, Marco. They don't defend either, so we keep taking... I suppose there's possibly somebody on the enemy team going, when are you going to defend the military base? I just don't understand it. I cannot understand what they're up to, what their thought process is. He actually did win that. Okay, so that's 100 candies, I think. But look. Oh, apparently not. Okay, I've got one more to go. Okay, fine. Let's go in the MA10 TL. See if we can get it. I'm going to leave it as it is, but this is my MEP1101 pilot, and what I'm thinking is I've got a point there, and I can take that off and I can put it on cruise flight. I probably will do that, but I won't do it right now. Let's go. No, it didn't. What I was thinking, I'll straightforwardly now, I've had unpleasant exchanges with that guy in the past, and he's shot me down in battle once before when I was on his team. I wondered if he was going to do the same again. Moving the wings. I must admit, I rather think they should be there so people can target them. I suspect what you're saying to me is, I don't like being targeted because I've got wings. Can I please hide them? And what I'm thinking is, I want to see your wings so I can target you. So, and I know I can say that straightforwardly. In my case, because I've got everything except the bombers, and that guy is on the enemy team this time. So he can legitimately shoot me down. I wonder if he might focus me now. Even though I've got everything specialised apart from the bombers, I don't want to see the wings disappear. I want to see them so I can target players. Because I think there should be. This is the argument where the World of Warplane, World of Tanks argument, where the Unicums were crying about being targeted and they felt it was unfair. Well, I actually felt it was extremely fair because they're such good players. People need to have a chance to take them out so they can win their games. players on board of tanks to be able to hide behind anonymity, I think, is completely and utterly wrong. He's turned away from me, and the reason he's turned away from me is quite simple. He wants to shoot me with his rear gunner. So he was a lot further away than I am. It's quite lucky I didn't rocket my heavy there. Player behind. Oh. What a horrible pair of rockets as well. And there's nowhere near hitting the bomber, was I? Well, if I get 8,000 points in this game, I will be quite surprised. Let's see what we can do. Maybe multi-rolls or whatever I can pick off over here. Oh, that Tu-12 gave up and came over here. Oh, that's an IL-20 I'm talking about. What are you talking about? Ooh. Maybe I won't be surprised if I get to 8,000 points. No! Oh, just managed to avoid being rammed. Good. There he is. I've done a lot of damage to him, so he'll be easy to kill. We've got the other plants, so just a little bit more. I'll go here because I should be able to pick something off. Yeah, actually I will go for him. If I manage to get him, well no, he's going to die anyway, isn't he? He's almost out. 20 would be a better thing to go for. Oh dear. shouldn't have turned. I should have just kept going. I don't think there's any escape for me now. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Got the bomb. Nearly. I made a bad mistake there. So I need to go protect our plant and hope that our guys can get that middle. Actually, it might be worth me going in the middle. Actually, there's Grand Attacker and 2 multi-rolls. I might be able to do something about that. Whereas it's going to take me forever to get to the his engine. Yes, so I can speed away from him. I'm going to come back. That's what I was relying upon. Good. I did alright there, actually. Did alright. Helped over the plant. And that is our 100 candy. It's been a productive session today. I've been very lucky with my missions though, and this is why I'm going to spend a moment just talking about what I'm doing next. Yeah, funnily enough, Cleats, you've just actually said something which is really important. I'm going to say that today I've had 18 tokens, 18 candies from these missions because they are such a good set of missions. All 3 of them came in this morning. I looked at them and I thought, oh, golly gee, I can do all of those. And I have. So I got 18. Now, there are going to be days when these missions are horrible. And this is why I'm going to be very careful about how I select out and swap out missions. So we should have our 100 candies. We're just going to confirm that now. And yes, we have. And what we're going to do is we're going to swap out this mission. Now, there are 2 possible scenarios. I'm going to like the mission that I see, and I'm going to do a little bit of it to make sure it's fixed in place and doesn't get recycled out tomorrow by the server reset. If I don't like the mission I see, then I will leave it. I won't do any of it, and it will get recycled out by the server reset tomorrow morning. And then when I come in the morning and I look at the mission that's recycled into place tomorrow morning, if I don't like that one, I've got one chance to try and make it a mission I do like. Whereas if I see a mission I don't like tonight and I play it and I fix it in place, I only get I don't get that chance. Basically, I lose the server reset chance, so I get 2 chances at a mission I do like. So let's see what's going to happen. What are we going to get? Different routes. Earn the required amount of base XP whilst flying multi-role or attack aircraft. And it's graded. I'm keeping this mission. It's not even got a win condition. So I'm going to hop straight into a Grand Attacker. I'm going to try and fix this mission in place so it doesn't disappear tomorrow. And that one I know I will be able to do tomorrow. So I've been lucky with my missions so far. I hope you followed the logic there. Basically, with the server reset and my recycle chance, I get 2 chances at a mission if I'm careful about how when I recycle. I'm sure you did understand. And this one doesn't have a win condition, so basically all I need to do is get some damage and I'll fix that mission in place for tomorrow, and I shall happily work upon it. Just wondering if I'm wasting my time going to the middle. Probably am. I could be wasting my time going to any sector. I could pick any one of these and I could be wasting my time. I could end up at the same sector as the RB-17, so let's just go and get some damage done, fix things in place, then we'll be golden for tomorrow with the 10 token mission, which I can use to get another 9 candies. Now, the 1 token and 4 token mission will recycle as well overnight. Whether they are doable and nice missions or not is anybody's guess. Wow, I think that heavy just smashed himself into the ground. Well played, sir. Go and treat yourself to a brand new aircraft. Not that I haven't done anything like that in the past, to be truthful. Oh, I don't even mean to... Oh, they've got an RB-17 coming. Well, I'll tell you what. He's at that level. I'm going to have a go at him. Well, the first thing that happens is he shoots my pilot out. That should not happen. He's shot my pilot out a second time. He also shot my engine out incidentally. Okay, so that's the 3rd time he's now shot my pilot out. Worth doing though. Completely stopped him from taking the command centre. That I thought I had the range. It thought I had the range to destroy that, shoot at that IL-20. I'd have liked to have turned on that as well. But basically, I've got to get my bombs in before I die. Get them in this gap. Was that AA or did I bomb myself? Okay, so we've got the centre. I helped there, so that's good. Let's go and do more. Let's go and see what we can do here. Well, to be fair, I was about to complain about lack of defence, but we've only got 2 fighters fighting against what I think is at least 2, if not 3 or 4 planes with ground attacking capability. It's very hard to defend anything under those circumstances. Plane into the ground. Let's get a bomb reload going at the same time. We'll try and get back to the middle. So we've got a Horton as well. So we've got 3 fighter type aircraft. So actually there was no defence of the middle taking place. Is it me? Is it me that it is obvious that the fighters should be defending the military base when we take it instead of sodding off to another sector and losing the military base almost immediately? To me that's obvious. But it appears to be completely and utterly alien to the CIS players. They've got a fighter defending the military base. So that I took has gone almost immediately. Wow. Thank you for blinding me. So we were completely about to take this, and somehow we've gone all the way back again. Okay, so there are clearly players who do understand defence. They're just not on my team. This game's lost. I've got myself my 8,000 points. That's all I really care about in the end. Tale of 2 teams, that. A team that was prepared to defend and a typical CIS team, which I had. Yeah, I thought it was the bomb blast as well, but I'm surprised. You normally don't get that problem. It is pretty horrid. I mean, as I say, I am quite forthright in my opinion. Anyway, we've managed to get different routes started with a tiny score, but that's going to lock that in place now, so that'll be available to me tomorrow morning. I have to say, playing alongside the CIS players is a pretty horrid experience. As I say, I've had contact from them. I mean, just simply saying, you know, playing tactically like I do is completely boring, and they won't do it. Well, to me, losing stupidly is boring, which is what they do. We'll give it 6 months to see how it goes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I have 100 candies for the day. That's plenty. I've got a 10 token mission I know I can work on tomorrow. Looking forward to that. and we'll start again tomorrow. Now, probably something of the similar sort of plan. Sometime on Twitch in the morning, sometime on YouTube in the afternoon. But at that point, the stream has ended. I'd just like to say thank you to all of you who've come and watched me play on YouTube this afternoon. There's been more of you today than yesterday. It's interesting. So people perhaps are beginning to become aware that I do stream this game on YouTube. I hope to see you all again soon, if not tomorrow. Whatever part of the day you're in, I hope the rest of it treats you pleasantly. And with that, I'm going to say cheerio and sign out.